Discover the incredible, heartwarming ways families survived 1888's life-changing blizzards. The winter of 1888 had a reputation that spanned the plains, an echo of terror that brought farmers to their knees, their hearts heavy with doubt. In the quiet of rural Nebraska, the Johnson family was no exception. Samuel Johnson, a sturdy man in his mid-40s, felt the biting chill seep into his bones. The drought of the previous summer had robbed their land of life, leaving him to wrestle with uncertainty about how to provide for his wife, Sarah, and their daughter, Mary. At 16, Mary dreamed of leaving the farm, envisioning bright city lights and a world bursting with possibility. A world far away from the dirt under her nails. As the first snows drifted down like delicate feathers, a fierce blizzard engulfed their home. The wind howled like a hungry wolf, clawing at their cabin, demanding entry. Samuel clasped his hands together, worry etched on his brow. "We'll weather this storm," he muttered, though doubt gnawed at him. Mary stood nearby, her heart caught in a tempest of rebellion and obligation. Then, just as hope flickered like a candle in the storm, the town banded together. From the shadows of despair emerged Tom, a former soldier who'd endured a struggle not unlike Samuel's. He rallied their neighbors, igniting a flame of solidarity that spread like wildfire amidst the white chaos. "We will not let the storm take us," he declared, embodying the essence of community. Samuel's heart swelled with pride to see their neighbors come together, but he felt a distant tug at his own family ties. At the last minute, the Johnsons decided to join the other families at the town hall for a potluck. Samuel's resistance crumbled, there was strength in numbers. Laughter filled the log walls as stories intertwined with shared dishes, creating warmth that wrapped around every weary soul present. Mary lifted her spirits, encouraged by the energy buzzing in the room. But just as light broke through the clouds, disaster struck. With a deafening crack, the snow-laden roof began to sag, and chaos erupted. Samuel's heart raced as he searched for Mary, instincts kicking in amidst the turmoil. The familiar faces around him turned to silhouettes in the chaos, and his heart sank when he couldn't find her. All the laughter that had bolstered his spirit soured into panic. "Mary," he called, the blizzard's roar swallowing his words. In the midst of the chaos, Mary felt the grip of despair. The dream she'd held so tightly slipped like water through her fingers. She searched the room, her chest tight, panic rising. Unbeknownst to her, Samuel was desperately searching too. The minutes crawled by, and she realized perhaps her dreams wouldn't mean leaving her family behind. Love and duty were now intertwined in a delicate dance, stretching on the precipice of a realization. Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. As the blizzard raged on, every flake felt like a reminder of what was at stake: love, dreams, and the warmth of family. When the swirling white finally began to settle, they emerged from the rubble of disaster, each carrying the weight of survival and unspoken questions. Would Mary's dreams coexist with her family's loyalty? Would Samuel's fierce dedication bend to let her soar? As they dug through the remnants of their home, silence hung heavily between them, filled with hope for renewal and unanswered questions that lingered like the chill in the air. As Samuel clawed through the debris, his heartbeat drummed intensely in his ears. He felt like a ragged ship lost in a storm, tossed about by waves of fear and uncertainty. The town hall was filled with shadows, flickering lantern light playing tricks on his mind as he called out for Mary again. She was lost, submerged in the chaos, and that realization sent a chill deeper than the winter winds through him. "Mary!" His voice cracked like ice, desperation carving lines into his forehead. Around him, others called for loved ones, each voice a desperate plea, a thread of loneliness woven together in the tapestry of distress. Meanwhile, Mary was ducking and weaving through the frozen crowd. The cold stung her cheeks, and the weight of her dreams felt impossibly heavy now. Memories of her mother's laughter and her father's steadfast presence flooded her mind, grounding her as she fought against the wave of despair. "I'm right here," she whispered into the turmoil, but her voice was lost in the swells of noise. Finally, she noticed a soft glow peeking through the flurry. It seemed to beckon her like the city lights she had dreamed of. Maybe if she could reach that shimmer, she could find her way home, not just to the cabin but to her family. She moved toward it hesitantly, jostled by throngs of scared neighbors. Samuel, sensing the growing chaos around him, made his way toward the entrance. "I need to get outside," he shouted. He had to find her. He could feel it. Every second felt like a lifetime, but he pushed through the crowd, feeling the urgency swell in his chest. When he finally burst through the doors, the wind swept around him, biting at his skin. He squinted into the whiteness, the world painted in shades of gray. The storm screamed in frustration, icy fingers reached for him, and yet, he pressed forward. The familiar path to their home blurred in the storm, but each footstep fought against the kickback of fear. Minutes turned into an eternity as he searched. Mary. The name echoed off the snow-draped fields, a prayer, a promise. He grabbed the edges of the world around him, a fallen branch, a friendly fence post, every small element a lifeline tethering him to her. Inside the hall, Mary found herself caught up in the memories of her dreams, the visions of a life that soared high above fields of corn. But her heart was heavy with worry for Samuel and Sarah. "If I could only find them," she thought, determination igniting inside. Through the swirling white, she caught a glimpse of movement, a shadow in the distance. Heart pounding, she began running, her feet barely feeling the ground, driven by the sheer force of love and fear. At that moment, as fate intertwined their paths, Samuel spotted the figure trudging toward him, struggling against the blizzard. Was it her? The pang of hope pierced through his heart, and he took a step forward, arms reaching out against the wind. "Mary!" he shouted, the word a lifeline cast into the storm. The gale responded with fury, but it stood no chance against the force of a father's love. As they raced toward each other, a realization dawned upon them both: the weather could take everything but the bond that held them together. Would their embrace be strong enough to shield them from the storm? Would this moment mark a turning point for Mary's dreams? With uncertainty at their heels, they surged onward through the snow, but looming questions lingered in the air like the flakes swirling around them. Would they emerge from the blizzard, forever changed? The wind howled as Samuel and Mary closed the distance between them. The moment arrived with an unexpected rush, time seemed to suspend. He reached for her, and she flung herself into his arms, their bodies colliding with a force that crushed the icy air between them. "Samuel!" she breathed, finding his warmth amidst the frigid air. The world melted away, the chaos, the storm, all faded to a whisper. For a heartbeat, nothing else mattered except the comfort of being together. "Mary, thank God!" His voice strained, relief washing over his features. He pulled back slightly to take in her face, streaked with snow and flushed from the cold. Her eyes sparkled even through the fear like a beacon, lighting up the darkness. But just as quickly as hope flickered, fear rose again. "We have to find Sarah," he urged, glancing around, desperate for direction through the swirling snow. Mary nodded, her heart already heavy with the weight of uncertainty. "I thought she was with you." Panic gripped her again. She searched their surroundings. "What if? Let's not think about that. We'll find her." Samuel's voice was steady, but the tremor in his hands betrayed his own fear. They steadied each other against the howling wind, wrapping their arms tightly together. Together, they ventured deeper into the storm, each step a cautious negotiation with the cold and darkness surrounding them. "Stay close to me," Samuel instructed, pressing forward. "The blizzard's getting worse." He squinted, scanning the landscape through the veil of white. Mary felt the looming pressure of panic clawing at her insides. What if we lose each other again? At that moment, amidst the chaos, the thought seemed unbearable. She felt Samuel's grip tighten around her, and warmth surged in her chest. "Not a chance," he said firmly, determination lacing his tone. "Remember, we're a family. We stick together." As they trudged through drifts that pulled at their feet, questions swirled in Mary's mind. Would they find Sarah? Where could she be? Huddled with their neighbors? Or caught in the unforgiving storm? Suddenly, a piercing cry broke through the howling wind, a familiar voice that sent shivers down her spine. "Mary! Samuel! Sarah!" Their voices merged in the wild, and they hastened toward the sound, hearts racing. They pushed through the thick curtain of snow, and as they turned a corner, they saw her small and brave, standing at the edge of a snowbank, panic etched on her young face. "Sarah!" Mary screamed, rushing forward, but Samuel held her back, pointing at something hidden behind the shelter of a nearby barn. "Look!" He directed her gaze toward a cluster of figures, neighbors huddled together, faces drawn tight with fear. "Mom! Dad!" Sarah's voice nearly shattered the tension. The three of them dashed toward the gathering, their heartbeats a symphony of relief and dread. As they drew closer, it became clear it was indeed a mix of friends, each battling their own apprehensions. Mary reached her daughter first, enveloping her in a protective embrace. "I thought we lost you." Tears streamed down her face, mixing with the snowflakes that fell like tiny beams of light from the sky. "I'm okay. I was so scared." Sarah whimpered but nestled closer, comforted by her mother's warmth. Samuel joined them, wrapping his arms around both girls. The snow continued to swirl, each flake a reminder of the turmoil outside, but in that moment, they found solidarity in each other. Yet even as warmth filled their hearts, darker shadows loomed over the horizon. They knew the storm wasn't done with them yet. In that uncertain quiet, Mary's eyes darted around, sensing that the innate strength of their family would soon be tested. But with a deep, grounding breath, she held on tighter. If they survived this blizzard, what would they learn about themselves along the way? What would be waiting for them on the other side of this storm? As they prepared to move ahead with swollen hearts and fierce resolve, the world loomed silently, watching, waiting. Would they emerge together, or would the storm change them forever? As they gathered with their neighbors, the ferocity of the storm raged on, a growling beast that showed no mercy. Samuel, Mary, and Sarah formed a tight circle, their bodies huddled for warmth. The wind screeched like a howling banshee, drowning out their words, an unmistakable reminder of the world's chaos beyond their little group. "Everyone okay?" Samuel asked, scanning the fearful faces around him. A few nods, a few weak smiles, but mostly, eyes wide with worry. There was Janice, trembling slightly, clutching her baby close. And behind her, Tom and Clara shared a glance, their expressions etched with silent terror. The small barn, their refuge, felt both comforting and a cage against the unforgiving blizzard. "I thought we were going to be stuck out there forever," Sarah murmured, leaning into her mother's embrace, her small hands clutching Mary's jacket tightly. Mary stroked her daughter's hair, feeling the child's fear seep into her soul. "We're together, and that's what matters. We'll figure this out." But doubts gnawed at her, a twisting, churning thought that despite their togetherness, the storm outside was a force beyond their control. "I heard the storm might last for days," Tom said, breaking the silence. His voice was low but heavy with a weight they all felt. "We can't just sit here. What can we do?" Clara interjected, her voice tinged with panic. "We don't have enough food, or enough warmth." Galvanizing himself, Samuel took a breath. "We need to find supplies. Maybe we can dig through the back of the barn. I remember the owner mentioned having blankets stored there, just in case." A wave of hope flickered through their hearts. Blankets could mean comfort, safety, and a little less exposure to the relentless cold. Everyone rallied together, rising to the urgency that lit a fire in their spirits. As they trudged through the thick snow loam, Samuel led the way, carving a path. Mary stayed close to Sarah, her daughter's face pale with worry even under her aura of bravery. "Mom, what if something happens to Dad?" A chill shot through Mary's heart. "He'll be back soon. He knows the way." Yet her inner voice whispered uncertainties. They reached the barn's back entrance, the wind howling louder, as if protesting their plans. Samuel opened the door, and frigid air rushed in, biting at their exposed skin. Inside, dust particles floated in the fading light, surrounding stacks of hay and farm equipment. A lump in Mary's throat grew larger as they sifted through the shadows of the barn, their hearts beating in unison. Soon enough, Samuel spotted an old trunk, buried under empty feed bags. "Here. Help me." As they pried it open, the scent of mothballs wafted out, mixing with the cold. A selection of thick, woolen blankets lay inside. Relief swept over the group like a warm tide. Then, from the corner of the barn, a faint cry echoed. All heads turned towards the sound. What seemed to be a shadow slipped into view, a stray dog, shivering uncontrollably. Deep brown fur, eyes wide in fear, it stumbled closer, seeking warmth and safety. Oh no, Mary's heart clenched. The unlikeliest of allies, standing fragile against the storm's wrath. A small creature that held unexpected hope. Samuel knelt, beckoning the dog with a calming voice. "Come here, buddy. You don't have to be scared." The dog hesitated, inching closer only when Samuel reached out a hand. Mary felt a wave of indescribable warmth as the dog let out a soft whine and then leaped into his arms. "Should we take it with us?" Sarah beamed with an innocent ache, eyes shining with joy and pleading. "Of course." Samuel placed the dog down, wrapping it in a blanket. As warmth radiated from their small group, they all understood this storm wasn't breaking them. They would emerge on the other side, together and stronger. But as they settled back into the barn, the howling wind seemed to intensify, a growl promising deeper challenges ahead. What hidden trials would they face as they weathered that storm? And what awaited them when they dared to step into the unknown beyond the door? Inside the barn, the group huddled closer together, warmth radiating from both the blankets and the newfound dog. Samuel gently rubbed its back, and the creature relaxed against him, one paw draped over his arm. In that moment, the storm outside felt a little less menacing, the howling wind a distant roar more than an imminent threat. "Should we give him a name?" Sarah leaned forward, her wide eyes sparkling with excitement. "He needs a name to feel at home." Mary chuckled softly, the tension in her shoulders easing. "What do you think we should call him?" "Buddy," Sarah declared, her voice bubbling with enthusiasm. Everyone smiled at the suggestion, the dog looking back up at them as if understanding every word. "That fits," Tom said, grinning as he patted the dog. "He does feel like a good friend already." "Okay, Buddy it is," Samuel agreed, and for a moment, laughter broke through the gloom, filling the barn with a flicker of joy. But the fleeting happiness quickly turned to somber reality as the wind screamed outside, clawing at the barn walls like a wild animal desperate to get in. Mary exchanged glances with Clara, whose face had grown paler, the fear returning. "What if we don't have enough supplies?" Clara asked quietly, voice trembling with uncertainty. "What if we can't hold out until it stops?" "We'll make it," Samuel replied firmly, his voice a quiet anchor. "Let us get organized. We should count what we have, check for food, and ration everything we can find. Buddy can help too, we might even be able to find something more." As they divided tasks, Mary felt an unexpected thread of determination weave through the group. They weren't just victims of the storm. They were a team. Together, they began rummaging through the barn, gathering every piece of food they could find, potatoes, canned beans, and a few apples. With every item, the weight of their situation lightened, if just a little. Suddenly, Sarah gasped. "Look! There's a box over here." She pointed toward a hidden shelf. Samuel and Mary rushed over, curiosity bubbling up. Using both hands, they pulled a large box down, revealing it to be full of jars. "Oh wow, it's preserves!" Mary exclaimed as the sweet scent hit them. "These will last for a while." Tom let out a small laugh. "Guess we're having a feast tonight." As the tension began to weave itself into laughter again, the wind howled outside with renewed fury, shaking the barn's structure. Just then, the lights flickered, illuminating shadows that danced along the walls. "Did you see that?" Janice whispered, her eyes darting nervously. Everyone turned to the door. For a harrowing moment, the storm seemed to call out, luring them into its clutches. The barn creaked under the pressure, and the realization that they were truly isolated sank in. They might need to face more than just cold and hunger. Mary lay a gentle hand on Sarah's shoulder, her heart racing. "We've got each other. We've got hope. We're not alone in this." But even as she spoke, a weight settled in her chest. The dog, sensing the unease, pressed closer against Samuel. He placed a reassuring hand on Buddy's head. "Together, we can face whatever comes our way," he declared, trying to instill courage not just in the group, but in himself too. They spent the hours huddled close, sharing stories and laughter amidst the chaos, but deep down, they knew the storm was just beginning to reveal its true nature. As night fell and the wind howled with relentless ferocity, an eerie presence enveloped them, foretelling challenges still ahead. What unexpected trials lay in wait as the storm tested their bond and resolve? Would the very fabric of their unity endure when faced with secrets buried deep in the snow? The storm raged on, an untamed beast outside their little sanctuary. With each crack of thunder, the barn trembled, and the fear that had crept back into the air seemed to bind them all together a little tighter. As the group settled down for the night, Mary couldn't shake the chilling sensation that they were being watched. "Let's create a game," Sarah suggested, her voice bright in the murky gloom. "We can take turns sharing our favorite memories." The idea lit a small spark of joy in Samuel. He smiled, "That could help distract us. I'll start. When I was a kid, my grandma taught me how to bake a pie. Cherry was my favorite." The others leaned in closer, eager to hear. Samuel's memory warmed them, the sweet scent of pie almost tangible as they imagined it baking in a cozy kitchen. As stories flowed one after the other, it was as though the cold outside ceased to exist entirely, kept at bay by the warmth of their shared moments. Mary felt lighter, if only for a breath. "I loved climbing the oak tree in our backyard," she chimed in. "I'd pretend it was a mighty ship sailing across the sea." Each shared story wove a tapestry of their lives, stories of triumph and heartache, laughter and tears. Janice spoke of her wedding day, where the sun painted brilliant colors, and Tom talked about how his daughter's giggles felt like sunshine. As they laughed and reminisced, it reminded them that there was life beyond the storm, a life worth holding on to. But as the hours passed and the tales faded, a disquieting silence enveloped them again. The wind shrieked, whipping around the barn, cursing their refuge. "Did you hear that?" Clara suddenly spoke up, her eyes wide. Everyone fell still, listening closely. A distant thudding, like a drumbeat under the howling winds, echoed through the space. It wasn't just the wind. Something was different. "We should check it out," Samuel proposed, rising to his feet. The thought made Mary's heart race. The last thing they needed was to venture out into the nightmare outside. Maybe it's just the barn settling. But she felt an unsettling urge tugging at her. Or maybe it's something worse, Clara added, her voice shaking. "What if it's help?" Sarah piped up, her innocence shining bright amid the shadows. Tom took a deep breath, trying to suppress his own fear. "Let us stick together. If it's something we need to confront, we'll face it as a team." The group huddled close as they quietly approached the barn door. Samuel bravely pushed it open, and they stepped outside into the storm's fury. Snow whipped around them, and the world transformed into a white hellscape. Visibility was almost zero. "Buddy!" Samuel shouted, realizing the dog had slipped away. "Where are you, boy?" Just then, a loud crash broke through the chaos, sending a jolt of adrenaline through Mary. Their eyes followed the noise to the edge of the barn, where a dark shape was moving in the snow. "Look!" Janice cried, pointing. It was too dark to see clearly, but the imposing silhouette was unmistakable. It was approaching them, and panic surged through the group like wildfire. "Get back inside!" Mary shouted, instinctively pulling Sarah and Clara behind her. The others clustered close. "What is it? What is happening?" Sarah's voice trembled, and Mary could feel her heart pounding against her ribcage, each beat a frantic reminder of the danger looming near. As the shape drew closer, the wind roared, drowning out their thoughts. Whatever it was, they could no longer ignore it. The storm and whatever lay in its depths would test not just their resolve, but their very humanity. "Aren't we brave?" she murmured to herself, clenching her fists. They had faced the fury of nature together, but could they survive what the storm had brought their way? What was waiting for them in the blizzards of the night, breathing through the storm as misunderstandings and survival spiraled closer together? Would they meet it head-on or flee back to their fragile cocoon of safety? The figure was nearly upon them, moving cautiously, yet with a certainty that sent shivers down Mary's spine. Just as she thought to retreat back into the barn, the wind shifted, revealing a flash of brown fur and piercing eyes. Samuel's heart soared. "Buddy!" he cried, waiting for the dog to leap into his arms. Instead, the dog halted, nose to the ground, growling lowly. "Stay back," Tom whispered. "What's wrong with him?" "Maybe he senses something we can't see," Clara said, her breath short and shaky. The shape moved, and as the storm dispersed for an agonizing moment, they caught a glimpse of what it really was, a man bundled in tattered clothing, stumbling through the blizzard. His eyes were wild, and his face was pale against the snow. "Help!" he yelled, a raspy sound that barely broke through the bluster of the storm. Mary felt her heart flip. "He needs us," she urged. The warmth of their memories faded, replaced by the biting cold of reality. Would they risk their safety to reach out to this stranger? "Can we trust him?" Clara asked, eyes darting between Mary and Samuel. "Doesn't it matter," Tom said, stepping forward. "He's out there alone." They surged forward as a group, hearts pounding wildly as they drew nearer to the stranger. In this moment, the storm was shoved to the background. There was only them, and the person who needed their help. "Buddy! Stay! Stay!" Samuel commanded as the dog barked furiously, unable to determine friend from foe. The man wobbled but steadied himself. The wind howled louder, almost drowning out the man's plea. "Please, I need shelter," he gasped, chattering teeth barely allowing the words to escape his lips. "Okay. Okay. Get inside with us." Tom shouted back, motioning toward the barn as the man faltered again, nearly collapsing in the drifts. But as they reached for him, the winds picked up, swirling snow that obscured their vision once more. Mary felt the time slipping away. "We can't leave him out here," she shouted, feeling an instinctual pull deep within her. "Grab him. Now," Samuel ordered, crossing the few steps to the man, lifting him by the shoulders. Together, they heaved the stranger toward the barn, battling against the storm that seemed determined to tear them apart. Inside, they stumbled through the door, breathless and wide-eyed. The man collapsed onto the barn floor, exhaustion weighing him down. The group huddled together, staring at the stranger in bewilderment. "Who are you?" Janice dared to ask, her voice trembling with both fear and compassion. I'm just trying to get home," he stammered, head bowed, snowflakes still clinging to his hair and eyebrows. "Caught out in the storm. Didn't he think I'd find anyone else out here?" Tom glanced around at all of them, weighing the gravity of their situation. They had brought a stranger into their fragile world, one that was already trembling on the edges of survival. "Did you come from the town?" he pressed, hoping for clarity. The man nodded slowly, wiping snow from his face. Yes. But it's gone. I couldn't find anyone. The blizzard, it just swept everyone away. An uneasy silence fell over the group, chilling their bones more than the storm outside. If this man was right, they weren't just fighting a storm anymore, they were battling against the unknown. Mary's pulse quickened. What had really happened out there in the furious blast? What do you mean, gone? She finally managed to ask, glancing at her friends, all of their eyes filled with a mixture of worry and disbelief. The stranger's gaze darted about the barn, apprehension swirling in the air. You all need to know what's out there. If you care to survive the night, you have to trust me. And just like that, with his words hanging heavy between them, they realized the storm had ushered more than just monstrous weather into their lives. They had been thrust into something complex and dark, a reality intertwined with survival, where resistance could mean the difference between life and death. What new truth would unravel in the heart of the storm, and could they band together to face not just the tempest outside, but the deeper peril that had come to haunt them? The silence in the barn was thick, palpable. Each person exchanged nervous glances. They had sheltered a man who claimed the town was gone. Mary felt the weight of those words, gone. What could that possibly mean? What do you know? Tom pressed, leaning closer to the man, the flickering light casting shadows across his face. We need to understand what we're up against. The stranger swallowed hard, his eyes darting from one person to another as if seeking a reason to trust them. My name is Henry, he finally said, his voice a low whisper. There were warnings. The storm hit without mercy. Samuel clenched his fists, frustration bubbling up within him. Warnings? What kind of warnings? Henry took a breath, shaking off snowflakes that clung to his skin. People were disappearing long before the blizzard. The storm was just the final blow. The roads were blocked, options dwindled. I didn't make it in time to save anyone. His voice cracked, and a quiet sadness filled the room. Disappearing? What do you mean? Mary stepped forward, her heart racing. What happened? Did something take them? Henry looked deeper into her eyes, as if searching for a connection, a shared understanding. There were sightings, strange noises, shadows moving in the blizzard, things that shouldn't be there. People heard sounds outside their windows, whispers that stole their sleep. Clara shuddered, hugging herself tightly. What kind of things? I don't know. But I saw things in the dark. Things that shouldn't exist. His voice trailed off, distant memories playing across his features. I barely made it through. The wind howled outside, mixing with the slight creaking of the barn, washing over them like a wave of dread. Mary squeezed Samuel's shoulder, trying to anchor herself. This was not just weather. It was something more menacing. Are you sure this isn't just paranoia? Janice said, her eyes wide. We've been cooped up too long. It's the storm getting to our heads. Henry straightened, defiance flickering in his eyes. I thought so too until I saw them. You'll see if they come for you. You need to prepare. I don't know if we'll survive this night. You'll have to trust me. The group was silent, the gravity of the moment weighing heavier than the storm itself. Tom glanced at the others, seeking consensus. We can't just ignore this. If there's even a chance he's right, we need to be ready. Ready for what? Clara's voice trembled, betraying her fear. Anything. Tom's voice was firm, but Mary could read the doubts etched on his face. With a newfound sense of urgency, they huddled together, thoughts racing, hearts pounding. Every creak of the barn made them jump, every gust of wind sent a chill through their bones. They needed a plan. Let us gather whatever we can, supplies, tools, anything that can help us defend ourselves. Just in case. Samuel suggested, moving to act. Each of them nodded, their eyes filled with determination, clinging to the hope that they could see the dawn. As they began moving about the barn, preparing for the unknown, Henry remained hunched on the floor, staring into the darkness outside. His eyes were haunted, he knew something they didn't. What was out there? Everything for now descended into a whirlwind of hurried whispers and hurried actions. The barn became a hive of anxiety and focus, each minute feeling like an eternity. Mary could feel it building, a tension straining at the seams of their tiny group, and she feared it wasn't just the storm raging outside. As they finished gathering their meager supplies, a loud crash echoed through the walls of the barn, sending a shock wave through the group and freezing them in place. What was that? Clara gasped, a mixture of dread and disbelief flooding her voice. Henry's expression shifted. Blood drained from his face as he narrowed his eyes toward the door. I think they're here. The air thickened with terror. The storm outside howled with renewed fury, but within the barn, they stood on the precipice of something even darker. What lay waiting just beyond their walls? They could either face it together, or fall victim to the chaos around them. Would they make it through the night intact? The barn felt like a heartbeat, quick and erratic, as everyone stood frozen in place. Mary's heart raced in her chest as she strained to listen over the howling wind. Shadows danced across Henry's face, amplifying the fear etched deep within his expression. They exchanged silent glances, weighing the reality of the moment against the flickering hope that remained. Rushing forward, Tom grabbed an old pitchfork and held it out. We need to be ready. Whatever's out there, we can't let it come in here. His voice shook slightly, betraying the fierce determination in his eyes. The others quickly gathered nearby, using the dim light to grab whatever tools they could find. Clara, keep watch by the door, Mary instructed, her voice steady despite the panic brewing inside her. If you see anything, shout. The barn doors creaked under the strain of the wind, and Clara nodded, wringing her hands tight. Her eyes darted nervously, scanning the swirling darkness that enveloped the barn. Henry, Mary said, turning back to the man still crouched on the floor, what exactly did you see? He hesitated, thinking back to the unknown horrors that haunted him. They didn't look human. Just shadows at first, but then they began to take shape. Eyes that glowed in the dark. I could hear them whispering, calling to people I knew. They made you feel like you were losing your mind. Fear twisted through the group like the wind, palpable and cold. Samuel's fists hardened as he glared at the door. We won't let them take us. We're stronger than this. Together. The energy in the barn shifted slightly, as if Samuel's words breathed defiance into their hearts. They began to tighten their formation as shadows fell in corners, their imaginations running wild. Each gust of wind now held heavy promise, like a prelude to chaos. The night seemed to stretch on, the storm outside relentless. Each minute felt like an hour as they waited. They took turns patrolling and whispering false reassurances. It's just the storm, Mary said under her breath, but she couldn't shake the way dread settled in her stomach. The sudden silence fell like an anvil. Just then, a scratching sound broke through the cacophony of nature. Everyone turned their heads toward the door. Something was there. Something was waiting. Without thinking, Tom moved closer to investigate, heart racing. Stay back. He shouted, gripping the pitchfork harder. Whatever it is, don't let it inside. The scratching grew louder, more aggressive. Mary's breath caught in her throat, she could feel her skin prickle with suspense. What if it's someone? What if they need help? She whispered, though she wasn't sure she believed it herself. But Henry's eyes were frantic. People don't come back not once it starts. He urged, fear and desperation combining in his voice. Just then, a loud bang echoed through the barn as the door rattled violently, sending a jolt through them all. Clara screamed, instinctively pressing herself against the wall. The door shook again, and ominous whispers floated into the air, wrapping around them like cold fingers. Mary took a step forward, trembling but resolute. We can't just hide. We need to stand our ground whatever it takes. The group drew closer, a united front in the face of the impending terror. Hearts beat as one, echoing in the silence around them, finding strength in shared fear. Before they could prepare for what was to come, the door burst open, cold air rushing in with a dark figure silhouetted against the backdrop of storm and chaos. The whispers sharpened into incoherent cries, a swell of dread rising among them. "Brace yourselves," Tom shouted, raising his pitchfork defiantly, but deep down Mary felt the chilling question linger, were they truly ready for what was about to occur? As the figure stepped closer into the light, revealing more of itself, Mary felt every breath echo with uncertainty, knowing that not all shadows wished to return to the dark. What awaited them was more than just the storm, it was a reckoning. The figure stepped into the dim light of the barn, and everyone held their breath. The air thickened with fear and disbelief. It was a young man, undone by the elements, wild-eyed and gasping for breath. Yet as he stumbled forward, a surprising calmness enveloped the group. This wasn't a malevolent specter. "Please help me," he breathed, collapsing to the floor, his hands trembling as if he carried the weight of the world. In that moment, the whispers ceased. Mary felt her heart soften, she could see desperation in his eyes. "We will help you," she said gently, stepping forward as her instincts kicked in, while Samuel mirrored her resolve. "What's your name?" "Adam," he gasped, struggling to push himself up. "I got lost, tried to find shelter. I heard the voices, I thought I'd never make it." Pity washed over Mary, cutting through the tension. They weren't alone. Just like them, he had endured the storm's grasp. "Henry was right," Samuel said, his voice steady but urgent. "There's something out there, something unnatural. But we've endured this far together, and will do so again as a family." The group nodded, a wall of solidarity fortified with renewed energy. "We need to make a plan," Tom said firmly, gripping the pitchfork. "More than ever, the storm tests us. But fear won't win. We must stay vigilant. Gather what we can," Mary instructed. "Tools, blankets, rations, anything that can help." With fresh purpose, they handed Adam a thick blanket and faced the cold air outside. As they inventoried their supplies, Mary glanced at Sarah, huddled close to her side. "This is a test of our unity, sweetheart. We can face this together." The barn erupted into organized chaos as everyone scrambled to collect every item they could find. The thick woolen blankets, hastily gathered food items, and old tools piled in the center. Buddy, the dog, stayed close to Samuel, sensing the rising tension. Adam recounted his harrowing experience through trembling breaths. "I heard the whispers. It sounded like familiar voices, beckoning me, but then darkness. Shadows moving through the storm." "Voices?" Clara echoed, worry creeping into her tone. "What did you hear?" "A baby, a child," his voice cracked, and they sensed the weight of grief hanging in his words, reminding them of their loved ones. The shadows twisted words of comfort, but they were lies. The room fell silent, the shared acknowledgement coursing through them like electric vines. Shadows twisted together, and for a fleeting moment, doubt seeped in. "I'm not leaving anyone behind," Samuel said fiercely, gripping Mary's hand. Her heart swelled with pride. Their family was strong, rooted in love and loyalty. "Let us remember our stories," Mary urged, feeling a flicker of hope dance in her chest. "Together, let us breathe life into our dreams, even amidst this ugliness." Tom picked up the pitchfork, grounding the group. "Whatever arises, we'll have to contend with every memory we've known, every dream we've chased." The group embraced the idea, telling tales of laughter shared, sunsets watched, and trials overcome. As the storm raged outside, their voices grew stronger, resilient in the face of the unknown. But the shadows continued to press against the barn walls, something sinister was waiting just beyond. "Prepare for anything," Samuel warned as he motioned everyone close. The adrenaline pulsed through their veins as they steadied themselves, determined to fight for their future. And then came the eerie sound. Whispers emerged, filling the barn with disembodied voices, their tones sweet and threatening all at once. Like ghosts, they twisted through the night, calling out names and softening hearts. "Stay together," Mary called out, gripping Sarah tightly. Each face reflected determination, a steely resolve met the overwhelming fear creeping in. "They wouldn't be broken. Whatever's out there, it doesn't know us," Tom declared. "We are not mere shadows. We are family." The barn doors rattled violently, a fierce knock echoing throughout the space as the cold air invaded, and shadows flitted just beyond sight. "Don't listen," Henry shouted, terror flaring in his eyes. "They'll try to confuse you." A cold gust swept through the barn, and everything went still in the whirlwind of whispers, shouts, and cries. In that moment of silence, Mary felt the pulse of their unity beat as one, their bond ignited into a force that no storm could shatter. "Together," Samuel voiced, rallying the group. They formed a line, facing the door, armed and resolute. Then the door slammed open, revealing a maelstrom of swirling snow and darkness, a cacophony of voices flooding in like the tide. "Now!" Mary yelled as they pushed together, hearts full of courage. And in that moment of frantic chaos, they weren't just a group huddled against the storm, they were a family, unyielding in the face of terror, standing strong against whatever fear the darkness held. The winds howled louder, the shadows grew darker, but their bonds lit the way, proving togetherness could withstand even the fiercest of storms. They stood ready, hearts pounding, knowing that beyond this blizzard, brighter days awaited them. Would they emerge unscathed, learning profound truths of love and bravery from their ordeal? As they faced the darkness, love held them together, a beacon guiding them, carving paths toward hope amidst the remnants of despair. The revolution of their story was transforming, step by step, hand in hand. They pressed onward into the storm, determined that together, they would find their way home. Clinging together under the fierce barrage of winter's wrath, they knew the dawn would eventually arrive. And when it did, they would be ready. In the heart of winter, where shadows loomed and blizzards roared, they claimed their power and strength, ready to face the blizzards of life together. If you felt the strength of their unity and this emotional journey, now is the time to show your support. You need to subscribe now and ensure you don't miss the next exclusive stories that bring hope and transformation. Leave a like while you're at it, to feed the algorithm and help us grow this amazing community. Comment your reactions and feelings about this incredible ending. How did it touch your heart? And don't wait not even one more second to share this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this transformation, reminding them that together, we are unstoppable.